Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. Another question from the comments video today. I was asked a question recently, like in the last couple of days, and it sort of got me thinking, how could I not have sort of covered this in a lot of ways? And I kind of have across other videos and bits and pieces here and there. The question was, what is Standard International? Well, I'm not going to go into the history of Standard International. These things sort of evolve and they come to be as particular brands become really, popular in the outset of something. They take the lead and other brands sort of follow and fill in. But there are so many brands of fountain pen and ink, and Standard International basically means it is a broad term for a lot of pens that use the same ink cartridge or converter. So, who uses it? Well, in a way, it's kind of easier to say who doesn't. And I'm not going to cover all of that. There are websites that have full lists of what is Standard International and what is proprietary. Proprietary meaning stuck to that one sort of company. But a couple of great examples, particularly things that we're going to cover in the early years of our fountain pen use. A great brand is Lamy. Now, for those of you who are familiar, yes, this is Lamy Dark Lilac. I still have a full box of cartridges. Actually, a couple, but Lamy uses a proprietary cartridge system, which means that really the only brand that uses these is Lamy. Unfortunately, Pilot do the same. So these are Pilot cartridges, very sort of standard Pilot sort of cartridge. This is the blue-black. That's the kind of opening that it has. And if we look at that in comparison to the Lamy, they are different. They have different width openings. So a couple of brands I should say that do use proprietary are, Lamy, Pilot, Aurora, Parker. The list sort of goes on. They use their own brand of cartridges, and they have their own size of converter. Just the way it is. Platinum, Sailor, a lot of these brands sort of do that. Then there are a lot of brands that use Standard International, Faber-Castell, Diplomat, brands like Laban, Visconti, Esterbrook, Kaweco, Standard International, even Montblanc, when they use cartridges, are Standard International. So there's a wide range of brands around that make use of this sort of Standard International size. And there's brands like Diamine, who only make ink and produce Standard International cartridges of that ink. So what does Standard International look like? This is a short Standard International. Brands like Pelican make a long Standard International, which is basically just double the length. How is this different? Well, let's look at it in comparison to the other two. So firstly, like I said, short. Like in comparison to these other ones, it is short. But then if we look at the opening here as well, it looks similar in a way to the Lamy, but it is considerably smaller, and it doesn't have that big wide opening that the Pilot has. So Standard International cartridges are widely available, number of brands. A lot of those brands I mentioned, like Kaweco, make Standard International ink cartridges. It's always best to try to get advice, either seek it out online or ask the retailer you are buying from if that cartridge will fit the pen you're trying to put ink into. But generally speaking, you can look for something that says Standard International cartridge converter, something along those lines. It's a simple, elegant method for ink, and that is Standard International, and that's the same across cartridges and converters. So if a brand makes a Standard International converter, like say Schmidt does, that will fit across that range of pens. And that is just a small sample of the brands that use Standard International, and a small sample of the brands that are proprietary as well. There is a wide variety here. So, as I said, get the advice, check it out. But Standard International cartridges, converters will work across a wide range of pens, whereas proprietary are mainly based on one brand. I hope you found that interesting and useful. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Get in touch if you've got questions or anything like that. You can do that via any of the platforms that I've listed below. If you've got products you think I should be looking at, or if there's a way you'd like to support the channel by sponsoring a review or providing an item for review, I would love to hear from you. In the meantime, enjoy your pens, enjoy your ink, and I'll talk to you soon.